guys, welcome to another podcast of Not Out Nomads. I'm joined by Rakshit with me on this podcast here. Today we're going to be discussing about India versus New Zealand, how the test match is shaping up, England versus Pakistan, how the match did go by, the second test, as well as we'll have a sneak peek into Women's T20 World Cup as well. So Rakshit, let's get started. So what do you first make of how things are shaping up and when you look at India versus New Zealand match?
Yeah, I think India is just slowly starting to come back into this game. I think the first 2 days, at least, after that 46 all out, uh, everyone thought they're done and dusted. And it isn't a surprise that India has come back in the second innings with a stable score as of now. I think they've lost 3 wickets for what, about 319 runs. They still trail by 30 odd, but I think it's a good comeback, especially given the way they were bundled out for 46.
Yep.
Uh,
So yeah, they've definitely given some sort of a fight back here, you can say. I mean, it's still advantage New Zealand because a lead of 356 is really massive out there.
yeah, I think it's now a question of how long India bats.
Yeah.
They have about what 1.5 days to go, and there are seven batsmen left. Sarfaraz Khan has notched up a very composed and a typical Sarfaraz-like 100. He's being well supported by Rishabh Pant at the moment, but
Right.
I think if Sarfaraz can make a 200, or there are other batsmen who can contribute and stitch a partnership about 150, 200 here, I think we can, or India can get close to a lead of about 150, 200 by the end of the day.
Yep.
And from there on, we're more than likely headed for a draw
Right.
unless India bat out the first session tomorrow. And
So
then,
if India bats out four sessions, I mean, today's three sessions and tomorrow's one session. So most likely it's a draw we can see.
yeah, but you never know, right? On the last day, if the ball turns and
Yep.
if India has, let's say, a lead of about 300 odd, they put New Zealand to bat and anything can happen. That infamous test in 2017 when Australia lost in Bangalore. I think it was a pretty similar situation on the fifth day when
Right.
India came back from behind and won it because I think Ashwin picked wickets and then India had a very short target to chase. But yeah, anything
Yep.
can happen. It's anyone's game, I would say. More and still in favor of New Zealand, of course, but
Yep.
it would depend on how quickly New Zealand can restrict the Indian batters today. If not today, then definitely tomorrow.
Right. So let's just go a bit of a recap. I think we did see about this. Like we spoke about how Devin Conway was going at that point of time. New Zealand had lost three wickets. And then the New Zealand's batting, like if we see 402 for 10. So this was again solid total, like 356 is a huge lead. What do you make of this?
Well, Devon Conway and of course then Rachin Ravindra definitely helped New Zealand's cause to get to the score. I
Yep.
think India was in a very good spot yesterday
At
after
the start, I
lunch.
guess.
I think it was before lunch
Yeah.
until Southee came into bat.
Yeah.
They were about what 231 for five or six, and then that partnership between Southee and Ravindra changed things, right?
Right. Yep.
If India would have restricted New Zealand there for about 250, 260 odd, the lead would have been what 220 odd, and India would be leading by now. But
Definitely. And you can
that's
see the difference right here. They were 233 for seven. So India was looking to wrap them up within like say 260 or 270. So they should have got them right there, but no.
very
Southee
good.
and Ravindra had other plans, and then you see 370 for eight. So that took the game, it started slipping away more from India's point of view.
Well, 140 runs is of course is a massive partnership, and I think that definitely took the game away from India. But with India scoring quickly in the last session yesterday and then again today,
Yep.
the intent is clear that they're not playing for a draw. They'll try to score as many runs as they can and then put New Zealand to bed. So
Right. Yeah, there was more sort of so when we compare India's second innings with respect to first innings, there's more control, composure, and intent from Indian batsmen. Like they're staying in the crease. And that's what was expected from the first innings. But I mean, this innings is a 360-degree contrast to how the first innings went by.
of course the pitch has gotten better. It's a more flat track now, seemingly, as compared to what it looked like on the first day. But
Right.
now uh, I think they must have taken a leaf out of the way Ravindra batted yesterday.
Right.
And today, I guess they even yesterday, Rohit Sharma was clear in his intent, right? 52 of 63, almost a run a
Yep.
ball. Same
Yep.
with Virat Kohli.
It was
Both,
like a quick attack, sort of, you can say, because they're going at a run rate of 5.5 to 6, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
I
In
mean,
the
they got
last session of yesterday's game.
yeah, they got 231 at the end of yesterday in what, 48 overs, 48 point, yeah,
That's
49
right.
overs.
Yep.
The last wicket was Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
So
intent was
Virat Kohli's wicket, I'll just come to that a bit. Getting out in the last ball of the day stumps. Like, what do you make of it? How unfortunate was that?
well, I think the idea was that they bat the day out, and I think
Yep.
in that process, he ended up giving his wicket away. It was unfortunate. I don't think he was also completely sure whether he nicked that
Right.
delivery, but he went for the review nonetheless.
There was a
Um,
faint edge, slightly faint edge on ultra edge. So
he may
that's
he may have he may have assumed that the bat hit the pad instead of the
yeah.
ball, but
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 yeah,
yeah, sometimes you're not sure as a batter whether you've actually nicked it. 99% of the time you are,
right.
and
So
although
1% you're not. But
batsmen
the
walk.
Kiwis team, they just went up as soon as the ball was bowled. They were pretty confident that okay, he's nicked it, and we've got Virat Kohli, which is a big wicket. Like looking at their celebration, you get to know how big wicket Virat Kohli is.
And Rohit Sharma also from the dugout, you could see he was a bit dismayed by that dismissal. But Rohit Sharma as well, his dismissal was another unfortunate one. He literally saw the ball rolling onto the stumps,
Yep.
uh, and he was also looking set.
Right.
He's 50, so
Yeah.
so yeah, unfortunate. But I think there's enough batting depth in this squad
Yep.
to score those big runs. So if Ashwin can score 100
Yeah.
in the previous games, I think of
Anything
course
can happen.
Ravindra Jadeja will also contribute.
Right.
Uh, and you can see a score of at least 450 plus from here.
You see a
Uh,
score of 450 plus.
it's already 326, right?
Oh, okay.
320
Score of 450. Okay. Yeah.
score of 450 would mean on a lead of what, 130,
100. Lead of
160,
100 around.
once around 160, right? But
Yeah.
that wouldn't be enough. I think India will look at least about get they want at least about 550 to be safe.
So,
Uh,
like, if they get to right now 356, so they've got the whatever they were trailing by, that's covered. So, even if they get 556, it's 200 runs target. Do you think 200 would be enough?
well, 556 from here on is another
30,
220,
20, 30 runs odd, yeah.
60. The target is 260. Post lunch tomorrow, if they declare with that target for New Zealand, it's anyone's game. And
Anyone's,
260 is a safe score in the sense that, yeah, if New Zealand play baseball and try to get it, they might get it as well. But
yeah.
it'll be a humdinger of a match if it happens.
Yeah.
Uh, and
At
I
times
think
that happens, like if it's the final, like fourth innings, even if you give a modest target of 260, 280, or even a 230, the pressure is so much to get the runs that batsmen do end up making mistake, even if the target is not that high.
true. So anyone's game, I think at this point,
I
it's gonna
would be still going with New Zealand from my point of view that they should be able to sort of seal this today's by day four. Let's see how things go.
let me take the counter view and say it's gonna be. I wouldn't say an Indian
Still
victory.
backing India right now.
I wouldn't say a through and through Indian victory, but I would say India would give a tough fight, and it might just end up being a draw for all you know. Um,
Okay,
but
right.
yeah, by the end of the day, we'll of course have a better idea of how things pan out.
Right. So New Zealand's bowling point of view, if you look at right now, so obviously compared to first innings, that got wrapped up really quickly. This time the spinners did come into the play and they were amongst the wicket takers. So the pacers. So this is again a sharp contrast to their first innings bowling.
Yeah, I think of course there's no seam, there's no swing anymore.
Right. So the pitch
Typical.
is behaving differently. We can definitely say that.
The sun is out. It's a
Yep.
typical Indian wicket now. I think a steamroller was used this morning,
Right.
and it's more than likely a flat track as good as it gets for batting. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm pretty sure whatever wickets that are left for India, if they were to take them, most spinners would come into play because of the cracks opening up.
Right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
we can definitely say that the pitches got easier to bat on when we look at yesterday's day play because Southee and Rachin Ravindra were looking at good touch, and then when Indian batting team also like when Indians came into bat 50 by Rohit Sharma, 70 by Kohli right now. Sarfaraz looking in good nick. So the pitch is not what it was when we saw it on day two, the first session. That's for sure.
true. Yeah. So I think that's this we'll know the result probably by end of lunch, I would say tomorrow, unless there's a batting collapse here.
Yep. So India
Um,
would look to like bat today all the three sessions completely, have wickets in hand, and just try to bat, score as much as you can.
yep.
Lead. Okay, so that's the analysis and insights from the first match, which we are going to talk about, which is New Zealand versus India. Now let's go into another test match which took place in Multan. So second test match in Pakistan, which happened.
Well,
So
like we always say here at Not Out Nomads, right?
yeah,
Expect the unexpected from the Pakistan cricket team,
right.
and that's what you got in the second test. I mean, scoring 366 in the first innings and restricting England to about 290 odd,
Yeah,
getting that lead of about 75 runs.
yeah,
I think Pakistan would have backed themselves
yeah,
to restrict England in their second innings, and that's exactly what they did
yeah,
after scoring 221, which I thought was of course less on this wicket, chasing in the fourth innings.
right. Yeah, it
And,
was. Yeah, it felt like England would take it away because yesterday when we looked at it, was target of 261 runs needed, and they had 8 wickets in hand.
yeah. Yeah, the target,
Then,
I think they should have chased it down, given that now they've played Pakistan and on subcontinent wickets
yeah,
quite a bit, especially the experienced players like Joe Root and
Harry
uh,
Brook.
Stokes. So, but yeah, I just think England as a batting unit is heavily reliant on the top four.
Yeah,
And if top four don't score more than 200, 250 runs, it's more often than not that you see them getting bundled out for about 200 odd. So
yeah,
here it was even lesser, right?
yeah,
Once the two openers got out, I think Ollie Pope and both Joe Root tried to stitch a partnership together, but
yeah.
uh, it was the spin duo
Couldn't
of
stay that long. So a very interesting look at the scorecard. All 10 wickets have fallen to spinners. Two spinners, not even
all,
three.
all 20 wickets, in fact, have fallen to spinners.
Oh, all
Even
20 wickets. Oh, okay.
first innings, if you look at it,
Yeah.
I think it was only the spinners, right?
Yep. So the spinners have come into party. Yes. 7 and 3. Sajid Khan, Numan Ali. Yep.
We just switched it up, and I think Norman Ali took eight in this one, and two was with Sajid, if I'm not wrong.
Ooh.
Yeah, they just switched it up. So it was just a bowling in partnership. So I think both these spinners, Norman
Yep.
Ali, of course, age 38, playing I
Ooh.
think his 10th Test match, uh, and Sajid, the off spinner, also coming to the party. So yeah, I just felt looking at the English batters, they had no answers to uh, to the spin
So
bowling.
Pakistan just used two bowlers, which is quite interesting. They didn't like they knew that okay, spin is it was it turning? Not sure. But they knew that okay, we can use two bowlers and that will be more than enough to
Yeah, I've never seen this sort of a bowling scorecard in the fourth innings of a test match.
right.
Only two
Really
spinners being
unusual. Two
used
bowlers
for
bowled and that's enough.
and for 35 overs continuously, right? So
Yep.
it's a tactic that worked for them at the end of the
Yep.
day. But yeah, I don't know how tired they'd be and how many sore bones and muscles they'd have.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's quite a lot, right? That's a really long spell out there. They just both of them bowling in tandem. That's it.
Physio will be put into work, I'm
So can we
sure.
say England faces difficulty in playing spin bowling?
I mean, that's no surprise, right? There's no secret there. I just feel the baseball narrative has been overhyped in the England squad, and you saw that yesterday as well when they lost a couple of quick wickets. Everyone was playing the reverse sweep, everyone was going for the big shot, and that showed that they don't trust their defense as much.
Right. They're not trying to play it with a defense with like a straighter bat. So
Of
attack,
course, you
attack,
hit
attack. You've sort of forgotten how to defend the ball.
exactly, and of course you hit the loose deliveries, sure, but almost every other delivery from the top order all the way to number nine, number 10, they were trying to
Yep.
reverse sweep. And all of them, in fact, connected reverse sweep, but the regulation shots or the regular conventional cricket shots, I think they weren't able to play them as effectively.
So I think the thing was in the mindset that okay, we've got a spinner, let's just sweep them all over the place. So that's like you gotta play the ball with its own merit. Like you can't try to sweep every ball and then try to expect that okay, you'll get like a boundary out of it.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, you of course they should have showed better intent and played with a little more caution, but
Yeah.
the ball was staying low, so that also came into play, and a few batsmen got out on the back foot trying to play a ball that they thought would rise a little bit more, but
Yep.
they were bowled in the process or adjudged LBW. So yeah, tough loss for them, I would say. But
Yep.
Pakistan winning their first Test match after 11
Yeah, so
plus.
they've ended their drought, huh? So after 11 tests, they are winning a match at home.
Exactly. So
Absolutely shocking.
yeah, this series is in the balance, 1-1. I think there's one more test to go, and
I think,
that's
yeah, there's one more test to go. That's right.
if I'm not wrong, they play that in Rawalpindi, and Rawalpindi is one track which will for sure not turn.
So
As
let's, like, when we look at the stats, rightly so. When was the last time two bowlers took all 20 wickets in a test match? 19-2, 19-10, 56, 72, and 20-24. Look at that gap. Massive.
yeah. And this won't
To
be
often.
completely sure in Rawalpindi. Rawalpindi is going to be a flat track
Right.
through and I think it'll be interesting to see the team selection of Pakistan. Will they bring back Shaheen Shah Afridi and other fast bowlers or other pacers? And or will they? I don't think they can afford to drop Sajid Khan and Noman Ali.
Yep. After
They'll
such type
be
of performance, they shouldn't be dropping them.
they'll probably go in with the same squad, but with Pakistan again, you never know. They can
Well,
make
they've
this.
dropped Babar Azam and the team has won a match. Irony.
Yeah, I mean, with them, they can make decisions that are tough to explain at times. So
It's even laughable and, yeah, tough to explain as well at that point of time. And then somehow they find out a way to sort of win and come back to the game and dominate as well at times. So
would be,
great victory for Pakistan. Pakistani fans would be really happy that okay, they've finally won a test match at home after a long time.
I think, relief more than happiness. But yeah,
Yeah,
unless they,
definitely relief. Yes, that okay,
in the
finally they are
series,
able to
there's
win back.
no yeah, unless they pull out the series, there's no happiness here. So
Right,
we'll see what happens in the last Test match. It'll be an exciting one.
correct. Yeah, that's we'll be having a look at that as well. The last match where it's, which team will dominate the other and how things will shape up. So
Yeah.
that's with respect to the Pakistan versus England second test match, right from Multan. Now we'll be heading towards the T20 World Cup, Women's T20 World Cup, which is towards its business end, I would say. So
Yep.
let's have a look at which teams are making into the finals and what's going to be happening.
So we
So,
have
so we've got this from the second semi-final. So I would like to say that in the first semi-final, what happened was South Africa defeated Australia, which was a surprise, and
yep.
they have marched into the finals right now.
Now
So
New
yes,
Zealand.
let's talk about this now.
New Zealand's this is this the first semi-final or the first final for New Zealand? I think it's the second or the third one, right?
Yeah, so
Uh,
let's have a look at this. New Zealand, I think, have come into the finals before.
yeah,
So
I think
let's look
in
at
the
this table. Yeah, they have. Definitely they have. Couple of
first
times.
two, right? The first two were New Zealand and the last one was South Africa. So
Yep.
time could be third time lucky for New Zealand, second time lucky for South Africa.
Yeah.
Both have played exceptional cricket to get into the final. I think, except that one loss to Australia,
Yeah.
New Zealand has won all their games.
Yeah.
And then South Africa, of course, beating the defending champions Australia
Right.
to win to get into the final. So
That was a
it's
big victory as well. I think they won by 8 wickets or something. So
it's
comfortable
nice to
victory would say.
see that there'll be a new winner for the first time in the Women's T20 World Cup. So
That's really good to see new champions coming in. So if we take a look at the match, that's it. I think West Indies fell short of the target here. 128, and that was enough for New Zealand to New Zealand were confident that they would be able to defend.
yeah, on most occasions, you'd think 128 in a semi-final is pretty chaseable, but
Yeah.
the pressure got to West Indies, and yeah, they were restricted for 8 runs less than the target. So
So
yeah,
that's the New Zealand innings. So most runs by Georgia Plymouth. Strike rate of 106, and then rest of the batting contributing bit of runs as well. 128. Looks like it's definitely not enough, but on this day it was.
yeah, and I don't think New Zealand would have been impressed by their performance with the bat
Yep.
uh, after the first innings, after they finished their innings, but But yeah, it was ended up being enough. Let's look at the New Zealand bowling card actually. I think that is what
Yeah.
really took them to victory here.
Yeah, I'll just quickly look at this here once. So Deandra Doughton being the pick of bowlers, 4 wickets and good economy as well. I mean, anything below 7, I would call it really good economy in a T20 game. So let's look at West Indies batting and then we'll just come to the bowling episode. So again, oh, so the one who picks up 4 wickets sort of also ends up being the highest scorer as well.
Well, let's look at the fall of wickets, right? When did
Yeah, let's have
this
a look at
start?
that.
So 16 for 120 for 2, 41 for 3, 51 for 4. Yeah, they lost wickets at regular intervals. There
Yep,
was one partnership stitched between the fifth and the sixth wicket loss. So 63 for 5 to 98 for 6, so around
yeah.
35 runs. But post that, it was all downhill.
And that was quick like batting as well. 13.4, 16.33 overs, like 30 runs. So there was some aggression out there in the middle for sure.
Right, and that was the partnership between Deandra Dutt and
Yeah.
Dottin,
Yep.
who was the other batsman. But yeah, it wasn't enough, and then it just slowed down from there. Maybe the pressure got to them
It
as they,
gets really difficult, with your number 8s and number 9s to sort of see them over the line. It's always a challenge.
but to pick out the bowlers here, right? Fran
Yep.
Jonas, I think 3 wickets, or rather
No,
one
one
wicket.
wicket. So yeah,
But Eden Carson was the one who took 3 wickets, three
three
for
wickets.
20. I think she's a spinner, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, she, even though was a little expensive
Off
initially,
take. Yep.
she really led this team to victory. So yeah,
Definitely. I
almost
think
all
all the
bowlers contributed.
bowlers picking up wickets, and that sort of did the trick. Yeah.
Susie Bates as well.
Yep.
So just 1 over, 1 wicket, and 6 runs.
Six
Yeah, I
runs.
think it was a bowling performance that won New Zealand this game, and a well deserved team in the final.
Yep.
Uh,
Definitely. I think in the group stages, it was not expected that the Indian team would be losing to New Zealand women. So from there, they've shown that okay, they're here to win the title. The intent
Absolutely.
from match one, definitely. So we've
And
got now finalists, one from each group. Group A being New Zealand women, and from Group B, you got the South African women. So we'll be having the finals of the weekend. Let's see, new champions. It's definitely going to be an exciting match.
right. And as we speak, I think just going back to the India New Zealand game,
Yeah. So
rain,
the match is going live right now. So I think that's why we just
no, rain has stopped play. Rain has stopped play, and Rishabh Pant has scored a 50. India trail by now just 12 runs, but
yeah,
rain stopping play is a dampener here. It's
yeah,
looking gloomy, dark, and we don't know how long the rain will persist. But again,
yeah.
India
Never
would be.
know. Never know. Yeah. So that can, yeah, it'll go on for a session or what. Rain stoppages definitely.
With Bangalore weather, you never know, right? It
Yeah,
can be.
rain, I think just troubles. It's always there in
Good
Bangalore.
part is that drainage on this ground is really top notch.
Yeah,
They have the tech to handle rain,
right,
soak in and absorb all that water. But yeah, hopefully things get underway pretty soon, and India can bat, and we have a match on our hands to
right.
look for.
So right now, India looking to sort of remove that part that they're trailing by these many runs. So they're really close to getting started with their lead now. And from here on, whatever score India hits, how many they lead by, that'll be the target what New Zealand will have to chase.
Absolutely.
Interesting. So yeah, let's see how the matches shape up.
Yep. I think
That's
that's a good note to wrap up on now.
yep,
We'll be
definitely.
following this match as well as that one test left in Pakistan. And we'll be bringing you regular updates. If you like this video, if you enjoyed our previous videos as well, please do consider subscribing and also drop a like and share.
Share it with
Uh,
others. Like
let us,
also comments as well. About your opinion, feedback matters a lot. So please drop in some comments as well.
all right. See you in the
So
next
from
one.
us, see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.